Hey guys, Veebat here with another V Plays, and we are playing this new, well, it's new, it's a game mode that involves, we already have several sectors. One team's going to be trying to attack and take these sectors, and opposed to what you would typically see on a map like this where we're like, oh, I want to get the rocket facility, we have to defend these facilities and hope that the enemy doesn't get them. So the first place I'm actually going to go is I'm going to be like, we got to get that. Because if we don't keep that safe, that's going to continually attack each one of our zones. So that's going to be really advantageous for us. So I'm going to beeline it over there as fast as I can. I am in a 302. And a 302 is a rocket plane, so it's got really good acceleration, decent top speed, and great altitude performance. Not so great on the turn performance, but you know, it's essentially a light fighter, which can operate like a heavy. So we're going to go ahead and use their secret weapon, which is the boost cooler, which gives us about 10 seconds of boost. And allows us to be able to shoot up to about 500 miles an hour and then beeline it across the battlefield. So this airframe is very dangerous if ignored, because much like the J8M at tier 8, it's not necessarily going to kill you in a single pass, although it could if you're lucky with it, but it will cause a ton of damage in a single pass. So see, Papa's right here. Papa's is at an altitude he probably shouldn't be at, to be totally honest with you. We're just going to go straight past him. We took very little in the way of tail gunner damage, but we can come back on him. Let's do an up and over. We're coming in almost a beam of him. Lost an engine, that's problematic, but we should still be alright. The boost still works a little bit to keep us airborne. Not going to turn too much. When that engine comes back, we'll be good. There we go. There we go, one of those good solid passes I was referring to earlier. Now the enemy did capture the garrison on the other side of the map, but they're going to have to contend with a lot of AA defense over these other facilities. So that gives us a bit more of a chance. Caused good damage to that mosquito. We're going to keep blitzing through. I see this P-51 up here is attacking my Mustang. I don't like that. We're going to try and break him off of there, because I want the mosquito to be able to go after that B-32, so I don't have to. There we go. And they gave us some of the zone back as well. The Hurt 77 here is actually on really low health. We're going to try to come up from underneath him. Never mind. Who ended up getting him? Yeah, it was that mosquito. Nice. So it worked. Using our bots' allies to give us a hand here. Good, we took out his engine. We may have taken out both engines, actually. His wings taken out. And again, we didn't get the kill, but we crippled him. Usually get a lot of assists in these rocket-style planes. Never want to be the one that these aircraft are focusing, though. Low health aircraft, thank you. We've already set up enough people lately, so we're not necessarily stealing it as much as we're getting our just desserts, right? Finding the sweet spot for these cannons. We are not very maneuverable. We do have good speed, but we're not very maneuverable. I knew I was going to be able to get that pass on that aircraft. This Yak-9 is gunning for that other air defense aircraft. He's also at an altitude he shouldn't be at, but again, our rockets allow us to be able to maintain that speed despite being outside of our altitude realm. We got a good pass on him. 520. We can pull away and come back. Looks like he's still climbing. He's in a bad energy state. I am never in a bad energy state in this aircraft. We always have the ability to get some speed even if we just have a second of boost left. There we go. Head back towards the middle. Oh, I do see some more aircraft coming in. Every time they get a zone, they get a little bit more time on the timer. Oop, never had on anything. Blitz right through. And I don't even heed my own advice there. The hurt is low again. Looks like the mosquito is on him. Good. I'm going to ignore that. Let the mosquito finish the target. Risky maneuver there. Probably could have played that just a wee bit safer. P-51 up here, looks like he's vectored on one of my heavies coming up from underneath. This P-51 doesn't see us coming. Uh-oh. That's Papa. Whew. Man, we managed to still do really well here despite all that. We got into a bad situation towards the end, but as you can see in this game mode, once you have attrited away enough of their aircraft, then it's just like all the other game modes where you can kind of get to a sudden death where you knock out their aircraft and they're permanently gone from the battle because all the respawns are gone. But if they were to have gotten that air defense facility that we were defending, they would have gotten more time on the timer as well. In this case, they ran out of time. So this is a premium aircraft, the 302, and I am grinding some credits, but somebody also said they wanted to see the 302. I think we have a few reviews, and some of them are actually fairly recent, but I do like talking about the tactics a little bit, and since this does fly much like a heavy or a boom and zoom, in a lot of ways it's going to fly just like a lot of the heavies I've described before, or even if that we just did an XF-15C video, that's a pretty accurate representation as well. It's just that it's exaggerated in a rocket-powered plane because you can accelerate so easily. So you're going to be coming in doing really quick boom and zoom runs, and then you can accelerate to the moon and back. So that's your real escape vector, is you can just go straight up and almost nobody can catch you. And you can really take this thing into space if you so choose. Nice. We're almost a specialist. We're making progress. But since this is a premium aircraft, we did rack in, what is that, 140,000 credits. So good news for us. The 20mm cannons, they're not spectacular, but they're not bad. 20mm cannons are really consistent. So for a total of 336 damage per second, it's not bad. Not bad. It's pretty good. And with a range of 2,165 feet for, optimal range, that's pretty good optimal range, but we can still reach out and start getting at least hit indicators at 2,700. So while it might not be the most effective, I'm really just using that really long range shots to make sure that as I'm coming in at really high speeds, that I'm getting those hit indicators. I'm getting that kind of ka-chunk on the receiving end from the guns, and then I hammer down on the trigger as I blow through the target, and you can kill aircraft pretty quick like we did with that Yak-9, I believe it was. But yeah, it's a solid platform. I do enjoy it, and I have described this as the poor man's... So the J8M Again, it's like the poor man's version of the J8M is the 302. Same basic concept with the rocket propulsion system. It's just that instead of getting two 30s, which are a little bit unwieldy, you get the 302, which has 420s, a little bit more consistent, easier to use. And the Russians have a much bigger tech tree, so bang for your buck. You have more aircraft lines to train off of opposed to Japan, which really just culminates in two lines currently. So, yeah, there's potential for the Japanese lines to open up in the future, but for the time being, 302 is cheaper and you can use it to train pretty much any Russian crews. So, it's a good platform. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.